if I go back 10 years ago, most of the education technology companies that we met, well, we would ask them, what evidence is your solution based upon? And, what's the quantitative results that you've achieved? They would look at us with kind of a blank stare, and say, are we focused on the revenue growth here and trying to become profitable? And we had to kind of teach them that, no, there is actually like a whole research base of what works. You need to partner with researchers. You need to look at, are you going to do kind of cohort level analysis to decide whether your tool is effective, or can you actually do an experimental group and a control group? Like, how are you going to actually figure out if your solution is actually working? And then, when we make investments, we look very closely and we do calls with the major customers to say, why did you buy this product? What would be success for this product? And we listen super carefully. Do they have an answer that's quantitative? Is it actually a mission critical function of learning or of the business? And do they know what success would be? And a lot of times, interestingly, and I think this applies to a lot of industries, when you ask a big customer, what would success be for this solution that they just spent $1 million on or $10,000 on, it really doesn't matter on the price. They don't know. And they kind of have to invent it on the fly and listen to their thought process of how they would measure the success of that. Is it, 5% more students choose to major in STEM, or 10% more students re-enroll for the subsequent semester, or financial aid applications are processed in 48 hours instead of 48 days. Like they kind of make up numbers along the way, and they make up a logic model, and understanding that logic model is super important. So if there's one thing I could recommend to all of you, is that you go and contact your top customers after they've been working with you for a little while, and you ask them those same questions and listen to that thought process, because that'll help you figure out, how do I maximize the impact of my solution? And then what should I be researching? Because it might take 6 months to 2 years to do a research project to figure out, are we actually impacting positively those quantitative numbers that our customers are going to grade us on down the road.
Yeah, and I'll build on that to say that the answers don't always have to come fast. The power of iteration, the power of co-construction, the power of co-creation. Just sitting with the engineering team of Khan Academy, it was really interesting to hear about how their new AI-driven virtual assistant or teaching assistant came about, Khanmigo. And it wasn't just a bunch of engineers coming into a room and saying, this is a really cool technology leveraging the power of ChatGPT and OpenAI. They actually went to the labs, the Khan labs in Mountain View, and sat down with students and co-constructed and asked them, what do you find most useful of this teaching assistant? And it was really interesting that the feedback was not so much, oh, I learned math or I learned physics faster. It was, I learned the implications behind what I was learning. I was able to do math faster instead of learn math faster. So the button, why was this important, came out as being something that was supremely valuable as a part of that product. So I would say research practice partnerships are important. I would say the power of iteration and co-construction with the stakeholders, both the buyers and the users, being in the room as you're iterating on software or on the products or services are being made, are critically important. And most investors will ask, what is the process by which you navigated your logic model and you ultimately came to this conclusion that you want us to invest in?